Good morning, online world. How's it going? Let's hope my internet works. It's one of those internet days again. That's okay. So I'm going to just wait and see who pops on. I've got a really fun topic. Here we go. I'm just going to share this really quick. Perfect, there's one. Okay. So my name is Kasha Rashfal, and I am a life and business intuitive healer and mindset coach, and I also channel intuitive art. So let's start by picking a card. And I want to talk about, after that, I want to talk about how to get back to clarity. This is something that's been coming up for me, for people I've talked to, let's see, clients. Seems to be a theme. What's our card going to say for today? Okay. Steadfast. Walk your path no matter what, at whatever speed is best for you. There you go. That's our card for today. So how do you get back to clarity? First of all, how do you know you're not in a place of clarity or a place of trust? Well, the easiest way to know is, are you feeling like you're on track, or are you feeling like you're totally messing up, like you're paddling up the stream, like you're pushing boulders uphill? Does it feel hard? Are you not sure what steps to take next? Are you just confused as to what to do? Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. Do you feel like you know what to do, but you can't get yourself to do it? One of my clients said, she can't pull the trigger. It's like she knows it's right there, but she can't do it. And what is that? What is it that keeps us stuck in place? And it can masquerade as being confused. It can masquerade as like I said, not knowing what to do, not knowing what steps to take, procrastinating. It can be all those things. And how do we manage that? How do we get out of that rut and back into clarity, back into trust, back into our groove, so that we are not only living happily in our life, but we're also doing the things we need to do in our business? Because like some days it's hard to show up. Some days you just don't want to do it. Like right now, today is a beautiful sunny day out there. I'd love to go for a walk at the lake and go hiking and take my bike and stuff, but I got shit to do first, right? I want to show up. I want to take care of that, so that when the time comes in a bit that I can go outside, I can be outside and I don't have to think about all the stuff that I should have done, but I didn't, right? So our mind can get us on this freaking hamster wheel. And how do we get off of that? How do you just find the exit and just get off and get into that groove and keep going? That's the $1 million question. And I actually did some journaling about that this morning, because I found myself in a place of like massive freak out. Not because it's sunny. Obviously I want to be out there, but not because it's sunny, because I got up, did my mindset routine, did my morning routine, went online and noticed, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff going on. Look at what all these amazing people are doing. And here I am still sort of getting my day going. And it's so freaking easy to get stuck in that hamster wheel of looking at what everybody else is doing and not paying attention to what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So so I opened up my Akashic Records, asked for guidance, sat in that energy, really brought myself back to center. Because the truth is that even if you're like super duper confused, even if you're freaking out to the max, that's just a state of vibration, and you can get out of that. It's not the truth. It's not who you are at all, not even close. Who you are inside is whole, and confident and clear and knows what to do. It's just getting yourself and myself back to that place of knowing, of trusting, of believing, right? So when you find yourself super freaking out, yeah, thank you for the hearts. Is this making sense? Have you ever felt this? I seem to feel it all the time. So I thought, I'm just going to talk about this because I think it's important. I think a lot of us feel that way, but we don't always know what to do, especially in that moment when you're feeling like you're sitting down at the bottom of a pit and you're like, okay, what the hell do I do? Somebody help me. So really the biggest thing is when as soon as you notice that you're going on that hamster wheel, stop whatever it is you're doing and completely switch focus, completely change focus to something else. Now, what would that something else be? Whatever it is that will help you feel just a little bit better. So that could be going for a walk. It could be cleaning your toilet. It could be, getting a cup of tea. It could be a little bit of yoga, stretching, calling a friend, cross stitch, whatever it is that you love in your personal life that will help you feel just a little bit better. Now, what about if this is happening to you and you're at work? You're working in your business or at your place of employment and you can't exactly just, check out for a while and go color in your coloring book. What do you do then? Well, the biggest misconception when you're confused is that you're confused, you're procrastinating or whatever, you don't know what to do. And that is just a lie that we tell ourselves because it's just a habit. It's not true at all. So Dawn says, you're doing a great job. I find a walk is great, and then my mind is calmer, and then the insights and guidance come once I'm active. Exactly. So the point is, stop paddling uphill and go do something else. And so when you're working in your business specifically and you find yourself all wrapped up in knots, tied up in knots, unclear, freaking out, what then? Definitely going for a walk or something like that, or switching focus to personal life helps. But then coming back to your work, where do you begin? Often on your walk or doing the other things, you will get those insights. But there's actually specific strategies you can use to get very clear and very focused, even when you're at work, even when you're doing your business stuff, without having to check out and without having to go into personal stuff. So again, when you're freaking out, stop and pull out a piece of paper, or if you feel like the writing won't help, I find typing doesn't often work any better because then you tend to edit a lot. What I've started doing is pulling out my recorder, either on my tablet or on my phone, or even just not recording anything, just talking out loud. Ask yourself these questions. What do I know for sure? What do I know for sure? And write out your answers or speak your answers. Because the truth is, even though you're confused in this one moment of whatever it is that you're doing, you're not confused everywhere, right? You're not. You know what you're doing. You know some things for sure. So remind yourself of those things. Another question you can ask yourself is, where do I trust myself 100%? Again, just because you don't trust yourself in this one thing or these couple projects, there are a ton of places in your work, in your business, where you do trust yourself. So just, again, remind yourself of those things. Another one that you can ask yourself is, where am I already clear? And remind yourself of that. Where are you already clear? What are you working on right now that if you jumped into that right now, you would know exactly what to do? The last one that I wrote down was, what do I really want? In this moment, what do I really want? And depending on what makes you feel good, if you feel like going back to your vision, if you feel like going to your desires and reading those through, just so you can remind yourself, so you can reconnect with that energy that got you going in the first place. Or you can keep it simple. What do you want in this moment? It doesn't have to be big or grand. You could just decide, I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel joyful. I want to feel connected. I want my body to calm down. I find when I get in that place of confusion or freaking out, my body, it vibrates sometimes. It's like I could probably run a marathon. Well, probably not, but I could run, just move my body. So that jittery feeling isn't super comfortable. What do I want in that moment? I want peace. I want calm. So then take some breaths and calm the physical body down, because that will then have an impact on your mental state, your emotional state. So if you are feeling confused and freaking out and not sure what to do next, step back to where you know what to do. Step back to where you are already clear. That's so important, because what that does is it raises your vibration overall. And then when you know the next step, you can just take it calmly, easily, effortlessly, right? Then it's no big deal. Then you're in that place of course I know what I'm doing. Of course I trust myself. Otherwise, why would I be doing this, right? I am an expert. This is how I help my clients. This is how I serve the world. When you can get back into that place and remember that, you're golden. In that moment, just things click into place and then you take the next step. The trick though, the trick is remembering, right? Because it's so easy to get wrapped up on that hamster wheel. It's so easy to fall into that trap of just freaking out, and it's a habit. But when you remember, as soon as you remember, just stop and ask yourself those questions. Get back to where you're already clear. Get back to doing what you already know, because the vibration there is high, and from there you can just jump off into the next thing. It totally works. So let me know how it goes. I'd love to know, have you found yourself in a place where you're in a hamster wheel, and what do you do? What do you do in that moment? What is your go-to process for getting yourself back into that place of centering, that place of course I know what I'm doing. Of course I trust myself. I would love to know. Dawn says, wonderful questions. I will use these. Perfect. I'm glad, Dawn. Thank you. Yeah. Let me know how it goes with these. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who watched the replay. And I invite you to comment, ask questions. I will pop back later and answer them. And if you want to reach out, if you find yourself in that place of confusion often, and it's always the same old crap that comes up, perhaps there is an old story living inside you and some emotional stuff that needs to be healed, that needs to be processed, and you just want a little help. Definitely reach out. Let's have an intuitive call. Let's see if working together is right for you and if I can help you or if I can point you in the right direction. So feel free to reach out, message me or comment below. And thanks again. Have an awesome day and see you soon.